Rather than just take a picture like I did for the last few, I'm just going to do the smartboard here for the last 4 questions. I think these are easier than those other ones. So I would spend my time on that chapter 7 test from probably about numbers 6 through, I don't know, 20, 24 or so. I think those are the ones that are giving some of you problems. But now I'll just finish up with 25 through 29 right here. Still on the chapter test. So I didn't get a lot of questions last night. So that either means one of two things. One, you're all seeming to get it. Two, you've lost interest and you're not trying anymore. Let's hope it's the first one. You guys, you got to keep this up. You have to be your own advocate now. I mean, I can't do it for you. You need to know this stuff for next year and beyond. So it's up to you guys to, buck up, man. So I'm going to do those last 5 right now. So 25 was x to the 5/10. No, excuse me, x to the 5/2 minus 10, and that equals, I believe, 22. Well, this one's relatively straightforward. Obviously, most of you know that you should move the 10 first over here, giving me x to the 5/2 equals 32. Okay, now, obviously, if I'm raising something to the 5/2 power, to undo it, I've got to raise it to the reciprocal power of 2/5 on both sides. Now, you do have a calculator, so you can go ahead and do that. But, of course, here we'll just give you x. Here you have the 5th root of 32. Remember, take the root first. So, in my head, I'm doing this problem here. And I know the 5th root of 32 is 2 because 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 equals 32. So that means x equals 2 squared, which is 4. So let's check our answer. If I put 4 in for x, I've got 4 to the 5/2 power. Well, the square root of 4 is 2. 2 to the 5th, we just realized over here, was 32. And 32 minus that 10 is, in fact, 22. So 4 checks out. Well, 25 is pretty reasonably straightforward problem. Let's go on to 26. Okay, 26. Oh, I already did that one. See one of the Schoology links just before. I think I did 19 and 26 together in one problem. So we got that going for us. So let's go on to 27 here. And 27 was, let me see, the cube root of 7x minus 9 plus 11 equals 14. All right. Well, obviously, I got to get rid of that 11 by subtracting it over here. So I'll just be left with the cube root of 7x minus 9 is equal to 3. Well, I've just got one radical sign isolated on one side, so I'm going to undo cube rooting by cubing, leaving me with just 7x minus 9. And then I've got over here, I've got to cube that side also, which is 27. And then 7x adding the 9 would give me, what, 36, and then divide out the 7. And if you check that answer, which I did before, I won't waste your time with it now, it does in fact work. So that's that. So now let's go to 28. I know I'm going a little faster, but you could just pause the video and look at it again if you didn't get that. Now this one would be more or less the more difficult kind. So I've got the square root of 4x plus 15 minus 3 times the square root of x equals 0. Okay, now remember, the idea here is to isolate the radical on one side. But since I have two radicals here and here, I'm going to take this guy and put it over on that side. So I have one radical sign on both sides. Then I can square both sides. So I've got, if I do that, I'll just have the square root of 4x plus 15 on the left side equals adding the 3 root x over here. At this point now, I can square both sides. Notice the use of parentheses here. That square is going to affect that 3 because it's inside the parentheses, right? So what do I have left over here? Just 4x plus 15. Now over here, it will be 9x, because the square root of x squared is x. So now subtracting the 4x, I'll get 15 is equal to 5x, and then x, of course, will equal 3. And if you put it in there, you'll see that's 12 plus 15, that's what, 27, and the square root of 27 is 9 times 3, or 3 root 3, minus, if I put 3 in here, 3 root 3, and of course that does equal 0. So there you go. And last but not least, that word problem there, it talks about the antler length and the bone in millimeters. But the bottom line is on number 29, they just give you that equation, L equals 24.1 D to the 2/3 power. Well, this is the length of the antler. This is that diameter they're talking about in the problem. Well, this is just a calculator problem because you can't do the cube root of 20 because they say, suppose you had a sample that was 20. Well, I'm just going to solve for L then. 24.1 times 20 to the 2/3 power. So the way you would do this problem in your calculator, the keystrokes would be 20 raised up to the 2/3 power, then multiply by 24.1, and I got 177.57 millimeters. That would be the length of those antlers. So hopefully you guys are all good on this. So I've given you most of the answers to the review. They were in the book, and all the answers worked out for the test. So I'm hoping by today, Friday, you're going to feel pretty confident about Chapter 7. But once again, you guys, it's on you. You're honor students. Act like it, you know. You have to step up in times of problems like we have now. You have to be the one that motivates yourself. All I can do is my best here. I can't yell at you. I can't call you boneheads. I can't do any of that. So I'm counting on you guys to step up to the plate here and take care of yourselves, okay? So please remember, email me any questions you have, and then I'll make a little video here each day about anything that you're having trouble with. Okay, guys, see you soon.